Hi and welcome back. Okay, so this next piece we're going to be doing down here. Now this piece up here is kind of simplistic anyway, so I'm not too worried. So let's get straight onto this piece here. First of all, I'm going to bring it out and hide unselected. That's going to make things a lot faster for us. Now, apply my plain material to it, just so that I know that, well, not that I know that, so that I can view it more easily. Okay, looking at the shape, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab here, drag it out like so, and just clone it to an element. And what I'm going to do is just flatten this piece, and off this I'm going to build a cylinder. So my cylinder nice and wide, like that, and I'm going to want to kind of increase the segments just a little bit more. It's quite a high detail piece, and if I just check my own reference here, what I'm going to do is convert to editable polygon, and I'm going to grow this, do a Control I, delete the back facing polygon. Now I'm going to do an inset, not a very big one, add to there. Click OK. Now, this side piece here, I'm going to do this, I was going to do this as a mirror, but I'm not going to now I think about it. What I want to do is grab this part here, and I'm going to do a connect about halfway. Same goes with there, and I'm going to get rid of this polygon here. Then selecting this one, I'm going to do a hinge from edge, pick my hinge, and go all the way down to round about there. Getting close, just so I can check. It's like 194 degrees. Now, if I increase this, like so, and make it 12 segments and click OK. Okay, and just grab here. Oh, hang on. Do that end piece first, and then do a quick weld here. Then over this side. And what I'm going to do is do a connect. Get rid of that piece there again. Select this one, do a hinge from edge. Click OK, delete that. Control A and weld. Okay, now down here I'm going to do a ring. No, I'm not, because it's not going to let me. Okay, I'm going to manually select these damn things. There we go. Do a connect, just check my slide and see what happens. Yeah, I had a feeling that might happen. I'll give it to about there. And select these inside parts. Actually, before I do, let's go over here and do this one as well. Okay, all the way across. And do a connect. Those ones are still selected, so let's go over here. Okay, and do a small extrude in to about there. Now this part here, what I'm going to do is just do a minor extrude in, if I can get the extrude to work. Really need to get rid of this polygon here. There we go. Right, back to this piece. And do a small insert. What I like is this part's actually big enough that I can do this part by hand without cocking it up. And I'm just manually kind of doing stuff with the shape here. It's quite a big piece. Okay. Now I've got an opportunity here to put in an extra bit of shape that I quite like the look of, so I'm going to grab here, here and here, do a connect. And what I'm going to do is select this one, wipe it out, select this one, do a hinge from edge, pick my hinge, it's going to be this. And now I'm going to bring my angle back, just to about there. Now you can see we've got some kind of twist issues here, because that's not really the exact center. However, we can straighten this up manually, so click OK, delete that out. Quick weld there, then a manual weld down here. Okay, do some manual repairs to these verts. And there. Straighten this one out a little bit more. There, that's slightly better. Now I'm going to kill this. Come in the back and kill these. Okay, now set it here and do a cap. Set it here and do a cap. My cap here, I'm going to do an insert and extrude it back. There we are. And that gives us that shape there. Now I'm going to have to wipe out these rear polygons too. Okay. And no idea what this does, but I'm going to add some sort of bizarre symbology to the inside of it if I can. By using a tube. Reduce the sides down and the outside radius. And again, whilst marvelling at the fact that our dog is more clumsy than you could ever believe. Okay, add these in. Not really very esoteric, but nonetheless it's a start. Add in as many bizarre cultish symbols as you think you can get away with. Okay, now I'm going to bring this across to here. And sink that into there. Like so. Go to my left viewport and zoom. Right viewport. line these up, shrink it a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to scale this down. So I'm just going to click here and just scale it so it all fits. But that should be fine. Move that across to about there. Okay, now go over to here. I'm going to select these polygons, use a quick slice, and I'll set my quick slice here to here and click. Now I can wipe out all these polygons here in one fell swoop. It's ideal. Then if I select this border here, I can do a shift and expand. Like so. Okay, and that fits that part into there. Right, now if I take these parts, go across through here, let's bring it in. Same again. There we are. Okay. Now I'm just going to bring these all out a bit just so it comes out a little bit. There we are. And now that's about the right kind of height out of the back. What I'm going to do now is select this part, attach that on, and I'm going to go through here, do a connect, just slide the connect down to about there, click OK. Now do a connect straight down the middle, and chamfer that nice and wide. There we are. Right, now if I select here and here, do a connect, and maybe just have it, 3. It's usually enough. And what I'm going to do is select here, 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 do an inset, about 0.15, click apply. Now I'll do these ones, and then select all these parts here except the 3 middle ones, and I'm going to do an extrude by 0, click OK, and I'll bring them all in, and use the scale tool just to bring them all in flat. Okay, now I'm going to grab these bottom parts here, here and here, and here, here and here, and just bring those in, like so. Right, now these ones. again and extrude by 0 and bring them out. And this time do it that way. That does that part there. Okay. Now this line here I don't really need, so I'm going to backspace it out. And also get rid of this and this. Now instead what I'm going to do is do a connect just here, one of them, and wonky. I was going to slide it down, but I don't think it's going to give me that option, unfortunately. So what instead I'm going to do is that. Like so, and then in here I'll do some connects. And I'll do 2 of each. And then going up here. Do a connect times 1. Okay. Now grab all these and inset by polygon. I need to inset them by a bit of an amount this time. Then extrude. Bring them all out and through. Just flatten them. Making sure to flatten them on the correct axis this time, rather than what appears to be the completely wrong one. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is just grab one of these and bring it forward, because I only need one. Planet an element. And do a connect in the middle. Get rid of that. Hinge from edge. Pick hinge. That one. 360 degrees. And let's do 18 segments. Delete. Control A and weld. Okay. Now if we bring this out, we can now do some detailing work to it, because it could do with a little bit. There we are. So what I'm going to do is grab here and do a ring, and a connect, then a chamfer. And now I'm going to go right the way through the middle, like so. And do an extrude by local normal inwards. Now I'm going to do the top. It's up to you if you want to do the bottom as well. I may as well, because I've just mentioned it now. If I don't do it, you're going to be going, you know, that lazy Cris. Look at that, he hasn't done the bottom half. You're probably still remembering I haven't done the thrusters yet, haven't you? Right, we want to inset not by individual polygon because it looks terrible. Bevel it down a bit. Okay, and the inset was 0.635. So the extrude will also be 0.635. Okay, that knocks it into the right position more or less. So what I'm going to do now is take this mystery object and in my front viewport, which I think is probably the best one for this, just press F3 I'm going to drag this up to here so that it lines out, with that line there being on the corner. Just line them up. Now I'll do it again, but this time with 4 of them. And then with all 4. Maybe these are some kind of bizarre, kind of sinister battery, who knows. I really don't know. There we go. And that builds this element part. Element. It's a good word, isn't it? Element. Okay, now at the back here we've got this surface that's all curved, and as you know, I really don't like leaving curves out unmixed. So what I'm going to do is go up here to this part and quickly do a panel. Let's see, minus 0.05, minus 0.05. Okay, and another inset, and then a bevel out. There we go. Just quickly to break up that surface a bit. Now, over here, let's say I want to get this piece here. Do another quick inset, and this time I'm going to scale it in a bit. By a bit I mean quite a lot. And move it over to here. And I'm going to do a small extrude. And another one. Should be enough. Now I've got to be careful on how I do this part. I don't think I can do it in local. No, I can't. So if you look, I'm going to be like quite careless and bugger up the shape otherwise, which I don't want to do. So there we go. Trying to work out why there's a weird chink in my polygon just there. If you look, I appear to have too many verts going on. That's better. Bring that across to there instead. Thankfully, if I'm just using a couple of directions, I'll be okay. There, look. There's the bad polygon. Not sure why, it just is, so it needs repairing. It's better. Yeah, it's the whole shape of it's all a bit messed up there. Just bring that in. Doesn't need to have a lot of stuff in there, just a little bit. Okay, now let's look at this shape. And what we have here is kind of this really over the top flamboyant kind of curving piece. So for here, because it's really plain incidentally this part, I'm going to do a connect times about 2. This is going to allow me to do some minor modifications, just to almost flute the end. No, I see what the problem is. I detect ignore back facing. Let's do that quickly. There, that should make all the difference. Right, now do it again. Now this part here, I want to block up nice and flat, like so. And then bring up a bit more, like this kind of trumpet shape. And then here, on this part, I'm going to use a chamfer. And I'm going to chamfer all the pieces just to stop there being any really bad mesh errors. There we are. It's just to kind of preserve the shape of our mesh as much as I can. You can see we do have some bad polygons under there actually. So rather than doing all of them, I'll just do the one after all. There we are. It's better. Okay, now look at this shape a bit here. And at the bottom here. Now normally in spaceships and things you'd have like pointless hatches, because they're the mainstay of science fiction, are the pointless hatches. However, we don't have that luxury unfortunately, so instead I'm going to do a bevel and a small inset and then a bevel out. Because there's really not a lot of detail on the back of this unfortunately. You'd think there would be, but there just isn't. Bit of a bummer, but there you go. And in this part here on the underside, go here into here and do a connect times 2, inset, and then this one, then inset them a little bit more, bevel them back up and in, and then down and down a bit more. Like that. Okay. So that part, which is depressingly simple really, is about done. Let me just have a quick look over here. Could probably do with just putting a couple of little parts in here. Chamfer them wide. Connect. Slide up to about there. And extrude them back. Just a little bit. And then to there. Just try and keep them on one axis rather than about 8. Right, now carefully select here, 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 here. Now this is kind of the esoteric part of this whole floating fun chamber, so I'm not really going to mess around with its shape as such. There aren't any maker's lines that I've seen in any references, including concept art sketches, so I don't think really I should put any in, although I am tempted to stick one in here just for the sheer hell of it. Because I'm bad to the bone, me. Just to see how it looks, of course. Not bad. Yeah, it works quite well with that. Okay, now let's unhide all. then if we take this and align it with all the other bits, we now have kind of the rear of our obelisk. So there's our sides, rear, front. This is the pan that we're going to be putting our jewel in the next section. And then, you know, I might remember to look at the whole propulsion system, maybe. So, till then, thanks for watching, see you in the next bit.